Right. As you guys all knew, I went on my little 1 week vacation. And it was so great. I had a lot of firsts on that trip. It was my first time traveling without my parents. I traveled with my friends, so that was a huge moment for me. It was my first time in the Philippines ever, which was where I went. And then it was also the first time that I went to a church conference. As you guys may or may not know, I am Christian. I am aware that this may or may not make you guys feel uncomfortable. I'm okay with that, but this is just coming from me. But yeah, so it was my first time flying overseas without my parents, went instead with my friends and my sister. First time being in a country that I've never been in before. And yeah, first time attending this church conference that is associated with my church. While I was overseas, I wasn't really expecting much. Like, I was just like, oh, it's gonna be a nice holiday. I get to finally relax. Don't have to worry about work, yada, yada, yada. What I did expect a lot, though, was that the amount of people I was going to meet. And oh my gosh, it was so overwhelming. Now, in case you guys didn't know, I am introverted. I am quite introverted. Hence why I like being behind a computer and talking to essentially, well, it seems like I'm talking to myself, but I'm really talking to you guys. But obviously no physical interaction or anything. But you guys know what I mean. I'm normally the type of person to hide behind things or be hiding away from people so that I don't want to be like, you know, I just don't want to be talked to. I realized something that on this trip, that I was actually seeing the side of me that I thought that I wasn't introverted. I was approached by so many friendly people, and it got me to the point where I was opening up myself to people a lot more than I ever really did, especially to the people that I met for the first time. And it really hit me on like my, when was it, the 4th or 5th day of my trip. I found myself talking a lot more, being like wanting to approach people more, and also just, you know, enjoying myself, having a good time. And yeah, like I said, not having to worry about work 24/7, because that's just how I've been for the past, I don't know, 1.5, 2 years since I started doing this teaching job, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but mentally it was not helping. And you guys would have noticed or seen that every time when I come home or start streaming, it's just like, okay, time to reset my brain, focus on what's happening, all that stuff. So there was one part in the conference. Now this is where it might get a little bit iffy for you guys. Totally understand, but again, this is coming from my point of view as a Christian. I had this encounter with God, and after that whole thing, it was like massive. Like, I felt lighter, I felt free from all these emotions that I have been holding back, all these really deep feelings that I hadn't felt in years. I just felt like they were let go. And so I felt like a different person, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, hadn't felt like this before, or maybe ever, rather. And then I was doing a little bit of reflecting upon myself and where I have gotten myself to within the last few years. And for those that didn't know or haven't been here for long, the last few years have been hard for me, specifically because job-wise, I haven't had a proper stable job. So I'm still on contract work. So it's kind of been like I'm like getting frustrated kind of thing. Grateful I have a job, but it's not permanent. So that's one. Second of all, when I started streaming, I was doing my master's degree in education, and that whole entire journey itself was a wild ride. So it was a bit like back and forth between whether I wanted to keep doing education degree or whether I wanted to keep teaching, all this stuff. And for me personally, streaming was my only gateway out into like not reality. You know what I mean? It was my escape from reality. That's what I was trying to say. And then yeah, a lot of things with like relationships, trying to figure out who I was, all this personal things, emotional, all that stuff. It felt like I got pretty much free from all of that because of what happened to me in my encounter with God. Yeah, just all of that reflecting, yeah, I felt completely changed. Then at one point, something was in the back of my mind and I was like, that's weird. This is something that's never really come up before. But it was a nagging voice in my head. And I just thought, okay, this is probably coming from God. Again, if you don't believe in yourself, so be it. This is coming from my point of view. But I was like, okay, God, if this is you, then you have to tell me that it's from you. And he did. On my way back from the Philippines, on my flight back, it was just like I had a dream that I was doing it and I was like, okay, that must be it then. I feel like a lot of you will now know where I'm heading with this, but yeah, in case you guys may or may not have picked it up, I will be ending my streaming career. I will be putting a stop to streaming for good. Now, before you guys go all like, but Kay, you're like a really good streamer. I appreciate that, but I think after what I just went through, all this traveling and all that stuff, I think it's time for me to move on and also be more comfortable in regards to what I'm doing outside of streaming. Because like I said, streaming for me right now is just more of an escape to reality, escape from reality, excuse me. So I feel like whatever I'm doing outside of streaming, aside from work, I'm not necessarily enjoying being the person that I am, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I think now it's just time for me to be more open, be more vulnerable to people in real life. Not saying you guys aren't real, but in a face-to-face situation. Yeah. So I think me now is just the next part of my life journey. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love streaming. I really do. And I've met so many nice people, so many of you guys have been so supportive of me, whether you've just been lurking or new or whatever. But it's been so amazing to just be here, stream, play games that I really enjoy, and for you guys to, you know, watch and enjoy. Because like the only reason why I did streaming was because I, you know, this was like what, a year after COVID, and I got so bored, and obviously streaming got very popular, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to do streaming now. So I did. And I primarily do it because I want to repay the same favor that other streamers do for me, and that is just purely being background noise or some background entertainment for you guys. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting an end to like gaming. Gaming is like one of my hobbies, so not letting that one go. Like, if any of my other streamer friends still want me to collab, I am more than happy to collab. I just obviously won't be streaming in the future. So it's up to them whether they want me to still join in their collabs or not. I just won't be streaming. Long story short, I will no longer be streaming in a few weeks. I kind of told myself when I would put an end, that sounds so harsh, put a stop streaming. Yeah, so I will stop streaming end of this month, which I know is very soon considering we're like 2 weeks into the month. Actually, now that I'm looking at that date, that does look a bit funny. We'll make it the 1st of August. The last stream for me will be the 1st of August. Not the 2nd of August, the 1st of August. Let's try not be cheeky, guys. We'll make it the 1st of August. Just because I noticed that the last week of July I actually have an event to go to, so that's not fair to you guys. So I don't know what I will be streaming leading up to that point, because I don't want to start a new game and then just be like, see ya guys, halfway through a game. So it might just be like, I don't know, Stardew Valley or something that I can find that's a short game. I don't know. But yeah, that was my announcement. But yeah, I'm pretty much doing this just for myself, essentially. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the followers and the subs, anything that you guys have done to support me on my streaming journey. So appreciative. And I'm so glad that you guys do, because I did not know I would be doing this for 4 years. But yeah, that's it, and that's all. Oh, one more thing though, if you are subbed to me, maybe you should probably cancel your sub in August or like for next month, because I won't be here. So I don't want you guys wasting your money when I'm not actually streaming, so please make sure you cancel your subs. I don't want to be getting money for no reason.